Simple word. Can I start the study? Om. Can I start serving? Om. Can I start chanting? Om. So all permissions are given by taking Lord's name. Meaning I am not giving you permission, it's by God's will I give you Om. Permission. All permissions are given by saying Om. Om iti etad anukruti. Etad anukruti means this permissions are given. Om by chanting, saying Om. Om iti etad anukruti. Anukrudihi. Anukruti. Then ha, sma, va. All these indicate prasiddham. It is all seen everywhere. In any mature culture, these things are seen. I don't have to tell you that, as it's not a new thing. I'm just reminding you. And that's a polite way of saying. I'm not instructing you. I'm only reminding you. That's the best way of saying. I don't instruct you. I'm only, you already know it, don't you know that? I'm only reminding you. Then you feel good. I already know. It is not that you are teaching me, you are only reminding me. So whom do you remember? A clerk, assistant remains the boss, isn't it? Saab, ye sab karna hai. Aaj aapka schedule ye hai. So that way I am only reminding you. That's a very polite way. Sita, in Ramayana there is a conversation between Sita and Rama. So Rama, somebody gifted him a sword and he started looking at it and then sharpening it, and then Sita came and told, see, you are a tapasvi now. You are not a kshatriya now at this moment. And don't play with the sword, because when you play with it, then you look at it, then you want to test it, then you'll cut a branch, then you'll cut a animal, then all the old tendencies will come. So therefore, please keep the sword away. Then Sita says, I am not teaching you, I am only reminding whatever you have taught me. That's all. So Rama was happy. She is not overstepping out of her limits. So Rama was reminding you. So omiti takam sarvam omiti etad anukruti hasmava. So it's only a reminder. Then Abhi again. Abhi. Apyo shravayetya shravayandi. Apyo means Abhi O. Abhi again. O. By saying Om, what do you do? Shravaya. Please make me listen. Meaning please chant. Shravaya means let me listen. Make me listen. Shravaya. LPQ. Shravaya. Make me listen. Let me hear. Let me hear your chant. Om Shravaya. Let me hear your chant. Then what does he do? Ashravayandi. He starts chanting and make the Guru listen. Ashravayandi. Make the Guru, make the Brahma listen. Hear. So Om Apyo Shravaya Yadi. When this instruction is given, Om Shravaya. Merely say Shravaya, he will not listen. See? Merely, don't say merely, okay, chant. Then Shishya will say, you chant for a change. So he has to say very politely, please let me hear. It is not that chant or run or like that. It's not a military where you have no time for extra words. It's a civilized society. So you have to use polished words to inspire the others. In military you have no time. Please run. No, run. No time for please and all that. Run. But here it is, please run. That's the idea. So Om Shravaya Iti. When that command is given in a very polite language, the listener, the student, Ashravayadi, he listens. So there also Om is to be used. Pardon? Kalpipiya. Ashravayadi. The Brahma is sitting there and Brahma says, okay, chant the mantra. then he will start chanting it. It's only yajna, it's only yajna situation. But you can expand it for all other situations also. Here also I can ask you, Om Shravaya. Then Vishwam Vishnu Vashutkare Buddha Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu. And that is Ashravayanti, making me listen. Ashravayanti. In the Yajnashala also you can do that. In the office you can say, bring him a cup of tea. Om, bring me a cup of tea. Then he will start bringing the cup of tea. So Om is to be used for all instructions. Ashravayanti. Then Omidhi Samani Gayanti. Now this man will start chanting now. Saman. And when he starts chanting, he cannot just start chanting. He has to begin with Om. Omidhi. Chanting Om. Samani Gayanti. Sama suktas are chanted, he said. So the chanter begins with Om. The instructor also begins with it soothes all relationships.
Subramaniam's GSL will be launched, Swamiji.
Yeah, GSL will launch. Om. Start with Om. Otherwise it will plunge into the ocean. Is it launched? Is it launched? GSL will? That's what I say. So Om is to be chanted for all auspicious beginning. So Omidhi Samani Gayanti. Samani means Sama mantra, Sama Veda. The mantras in the Sama Veda is called Saman. Samani means the plural of Saman. Omidhi Samani Gayanti. Chant Om. Ogum Shomiti Shastrani Shakum Santi. Shastra is the Yajurveda chants are called Shastra, which is used in rituals. When you use a Yajush for ritual, it is called Shastra, an instrument. You know, in the banking language you say the instrumentalities. Checks are all instrumental. Various instruments you use. Similarly here, Shastra means an instrument. Very modern language. Rishis use a very modern language. The Shastra, the instrument. So you say, Shastrani Shakum Sandhi. They say the mantras, Yajush mantras, saying what? Om, Shom, Idi. They use one more word. Om. In Yajurveda they will use little more words anyway. In Rigveda, Gayatri is Om Bhuvasvata. That is the Rigveda Gayatri. In Yajurveda, Om Bhuhu Bhuvasva Mahatava Janatava Satyam. All the names they will recite. Yeah. So it's a little elaborate. So here, Om Shomidhi saying Shastrani Shamsandi. They use they chant the mantra for the ritual purposes. No, the Shamsandi means chanting. Yajush mantras they chant. Omityadhvaryu pradigaram pradigranadi. Now comes Adhvaryu. Adhvaryu is the one who prepares everything. He also chants the mantra Om. Before he starts anything, he says Om. Om is Adhvaryu. What does he do? Pradigaram pradigranadi. He conveys his acceptance. When the Brahma says Om, then the Adhvaryu who should start things, he has to say that I heard, now I will start. So his pradigara, pradigara means acceptance of that order, is conveyed. Suppose I say, bring that here. Then your answer is yes. Bring me a cup of coffee. Then before you run you should say yes. Om, yes. Instead of saying yes, you say Om. So when a command is given, you have to express your acceptance of that command. How do you say that? Om. So command is given by Om. His acceptance also is said by Om. So I say, get me a glass of water. Om. Then you say, Yes. How do you express that? Om.
In Malayalam we say Om. In Malayalam we say Om.
That is a corrupt form of Om. 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 You should say, now from today onwards you must say Om. So far Om. Now it is Om. So he says Om. So, like in Pali and Prakrit language, all our dharma is a dhamma. Dhamma chakra pavattana. Dhamma chakra pavattana. Dhamma chakra pavattana. That means dharma chakra pravartana. All complications, dhamma chakra pavattana. That's like in Malayalam also. You can jam everything in a very language. When you go to South, Malayalam is very elaborate. When you go to the northern Kerala, Malayalam becomes very short. Very short. Since others don't follow, I don't want to give examples. So it says, Omityadharyu pradigaram pradigranati Omidi brahma prasaudi. Now everything is going perfect as per plan. Pradiganadi means conveys. Pradigaram means acceptance. Acceptance is conveyed. The acceptance is conveyed. When I read that text, then how do you start? Om. You should not look here and there and say, what is he saying? Om. I will do it. Yes, I will. That's the idea. Pradigranadi means yes, I will. You accept it. Now, Omidi Brahma Prasaudi. And Brahma, when everything is going perfect, periodically Brahma has to say praise others. Like when you talk on the telephone, the other person has to at least, yes, 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 yes. If that you don't hear that, then you'll say, are you there? Hello? Are you there? Or when you're talking to somebody, he has to periodically say yes, yes. Otherwise you don't know whether he's listening or sleeping. So you have to periodically say yes, yes, yes. Then I know that you are listening. So periodically, because Brahma is sitting like this, with his eyes closed, or maybe his eyes open, without any motion. See, without any motion he is sitting. What people are doing. Now periodically he has to say Om. Om. He has to say that. That makes the whole, it makes the whole thing move. Whereas people are not sure, are we doing the right thing? If things are not right, he will say, Om Om. Things are not moving properly. So his whole voice changes. But the same Om. No other word is to be used.
Prasaudi.
Prasaudi means approves. Approval. Is approval also given by saying Om. So one day we can practice it, only Om. You can practice this one day. Only say Om. Or at least begin with, every sentence begin with Om. At least that you can do. And reduce the use of words. Wherever you can just convey by Om, use that. Otherwise, whatever minimum words you have to use that and say Om. It's a big discipline for the mind. So, Omidi Brahma Prasaudi Omityagnihotra Manujanati. And then Anujanati means permits. Permission is given to perform the Agnihotra by saying Om. Permission is given to start any rituals. That permission is given by Om. Omidi Agnihotram Anujanati. The performance of Agnihotra. Now, Omidi Brahmana Pravachyannah. Now Brahmanaha means Brahmins. Brahmins who has got Vedadhikara. Brahmins are those who have got the Vedadhikara, who has got the Adhikara, right to learn and teach Veda. Anybody who learn and teach Veda is called a Brahmin. So Vedadhikaris, Brahmins. And Brahmins should be living on Dakshina, Bhiksha. Brahmanaha Daridra. Brahmins should not own wealth. The moment they start owning wealth, they perish. That is their downfall. They should not own wealth. Little bit of wealth, of course, they can earn, but not big wealth. I'm thinking about it all the time. Brahmin thought should be centered on Vedas, study and propagation of Vedas. So those Brahmins, Brahmanaha, Brahmacharinaha, Brahmanaha means Brahmacharinaha, Om idi pravachyana, saying Om idi pravachyana, they say, then they take a resolve. Aha says. What do they say? Brahmo, pravachyana means saying, chanting. Om idi pravachyana, saying Om, they take this resolve, this sankalpa. They say these words. Brahma ubapnavan idi. Brahma ubapnavan idi. May I gain Brahma. Brahma means Veda there. May I master the Veda. The brahmachari say. Brahma upapnavanidhi. Brahmopapnavanidhi. So Brahma upapnodi. Idhi, he has to take a resolve. Then he start the study. He start with the sankalpa. May I master the Vedas. May I come to master the Veda. Saying that, he studies the Veda. And you know, once upon a time, we used to commit all the Vedas to memory. It's a mighty brain. A brain which can recite the whole Veda is a mighty brain. Brahmopapnavanidhi. And thus he studies, and what happens ultimately? Brahma eva upapnodi. He masters the Vedas. By saying this, he masters the Veda. So the idea is, use Om as an oil. If your life can be compared to a machine, an engine, Om is the oil which smooths the function of the engine. Put Om, use Om liberally, as many times as possible. In all there is no situation where Om has no place. So, Om idi Brahmana pravachya, Om idi pravachyana, Brahmanaha, Brahmacharinaha, aha, take this resolve, Brahma, Brahmopapnavanidhi, and then they master the Veda. How do you know they master the Veda? That's why these texts are there. They preserve this text. Now we find the most celebrated chapter or book or paragraph on this Shikshavali, which I request you to commit to memory if possible. 14 values for life are given here. 14 values for a healthy life. In Bible you find 10 commandments. Patanjali gives 10 values. Bhagavad Gita gives innumerable values. Value after value in Bhagavad Gita you find. But here you find 14 values. So let's read that. Rutam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha. Satyam cha swadhyaya pravachane cha. Tabascha swadhyaya pravachane cha. Damascha swadhyaya pravachane cha. Shamascha swadhyaya pravachane cha. Agnayascha swadhyaya pravachanecha Agnihotram cha swadhyaya pravachanecha Adidhayascha swadhyaya pravachanecha Manusham cha swadhyaya pravachanecha Praja swadhyaya pravachanecha Prajanascha swadhyaya pravachanecha Prajadischa swadhyaya pravachanecha Satyamidhi satyavacharadhitaraha Tabayiti tapo nityah paurusishtihi Swadhyaya pravachane vedinako mautkalyaha Tathitapaha. Now what exactly is a value? We're talking about values, value-based education, value-based business, value-based that, etc. The word for value in Sanskrit, the generic word is dharma. Dharma.
Then what is dharma?
Yes, that's the question we are trying to explore now. The word used in Sanskrit is dharma. And dharma literally means dharyade, by which nourishes. That which nourishes, protects, guides. These are the 2-3 meanings for dharyade, that which guides, that which leads, that which protects, that which nourishes. Shankara somewhere in the introduction of Gita says, Jakataha sthiti karanam praninam abhyudaya nishreyasa hedu. That's how he defines. Jakataha sthiti karanam, that which maintains the order on the world. That which maintains the order of the world. Jakataha sthiti karanam praninam abhyudaya nishreyasa hedu. That which promotes the well-being, both material and spiritual, of people. Prani. Prani does not mean only human beings. Anything which breathes, meaning alive. Those who are living beings. Trees, animals, human beings. Praninam abhyudaya nishreyasa hedu. Jakataha sthiti karanam, that which maintains the world. So when the question of maintaining the world, now what happened in the modern world is, like America says, we shall fight on the land and the air and the water to protect our lifestyles. That is their dharma, Raja Dharma. But that Raja Dharma may not be conducive to the Loga Dharma. Because in that lifestyle you use 25% of the world resources for 3% of the world population. So dharma should promote the well-being of people across the spectrum. Everybody's well-being has to be taken into consideration. Not only human beings, but animals too, and the plants, and the life support systems. That's our concept of dharma, which is very modern now. That's one meaning of dharma, that which supports and sustains. Jakataha sthiti karanam. First of all, you have to maintain the world. Then praninam abhyudaya nishreyasa heduhu. That which promotes the abhyudaya. Abhyudaya means material well-being. That's the meaning of abhyudaya. Material well-being. And in material well-being, two things come. You need objects which can give you a comfortable life. A comfortable life. That is part of the material well-being. You need, your body, mind needs certain comforts. Otherwise it will not function. Subjectively. And it also means an intersubjective well-being, which is the meaning of ethics, moral and ethical life. That whatever I need, I allow for the other also. Atmanastu atmaubamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjana samam sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo madaha. You make yourself as the standard. Atma upamiyade yatra, where Atma itself is the standard. How do I know what is your interest? What will you like? How do I know? I ask myself, what will I like? And I am talking in a very broad sense. Don't take it in a very narrow sense. I may like Karela, bitter gourd, and then I should not push it on your throat. Generally, I want peace, so I should allow the other person also same thing. I want nourishing food, I should allow a person also. My food is, I got my food, you go to hell. That kind of attitude is not dharma. I don't want anybody to hurt me, so I don't want to, should not hurt anybody. I don't want anybody telling me lies, will I like it? You come and tell me a lie, will I like it? So I should not. So Atma Upamiyade, take yourself as the standard. What would you expect from the other? Give the same to the other. Atma Upamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjana. Take yourself as a standard and accord the same courtesy. Whatever courtesy you expect from the other, you extend it to the same to the other person. That is the very ground of ethics. So an ethical life is important for a comfortable life. So both these are included in Abhyudaya. It is not mere material goods and services which the modern world is concerned with. Of course they have their own ethical standards, I don't say no. It's not mere goods and services, but it also includes ethical values and standards. Then why do you call it a value? Because it involves a price, a cost. When you become ethical, then it involves a price. What is the price? You have to restrain some of your needs, your greed, your need for immediate gratification. You have to restrain them. Suppose you are very angry with the other person and you want to take a gun and shoot him. That's what you would like to do left to yourself. But since you know that it's not the right thing to do, if I do it, he also will do the same thing to me. If I take out one of your eyes, you will take out both my eyes. So we all become eyeless, limbless. So therefore, what I do, I restrain my impulse. So that value is a certain brake applied on your impulse. It involves certain energy, which in the modern world they call emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. So you will do it because you have a value for it. You are losing something immediately. Immediate pleasure of taking it out on him, I restrain. That's why it's a value. You have to pay a price for it. But when you pay a price, you get a better reward in that exchange. I hope you understand that concept of value. Thus we apply values. Dharma. A dharma tishtida life. So dharma viruddho bhudeshu kamosmi bharadarshava. All your desire fulfilling projects should be restrained by the ethical and moral values. You must as you move towards fulfilling your desires, may you be constrained by the values. They will, so value rooted oriented desire fulfillment. For the fulfillment of your desire, you are not able to give up your values. Then you will have peace as well as satisfaction, happiness. So here we find that certain values. These values are to be applied whether you like it or not. When you ask children study and don't play all the time, study, do they like it? Like that advice? They don't like it. I think my mother is my enemy number one because she doesn't allow me to go out and study. Not study, play, yes. Doesn't allow me to go out and play. But later you realize my mother was thinking of my well-being only. But at that moment you don't understand it. So you have to apply certain value. If the child doesn't do it, you have to force it on the child. To a certain extent, not beyond the limit. Those values are to be applied. So let's see these values in life. Rutam Chaswadhyaya. That makes you, these values makes you a human being. Otherwise you are just an animal. Animals act impulsively. If the cow sees some good grass in the other man's compound, the cow will jump and eat it. Isn't it? Children also do that. Something good, they will just go and grab it. You take the children to a department store, they will take this, they will take that, put in the pocket. Then mommy will say, baby, you have to pay for that. Baby is to be taught like that. Baby, you have to pay for that. Everything has got a price. Baby does not know that. Baby thinks everything belongs to me. Isha vasya nidam sarvam. That is the baby's attitude. Baby does not know there is a price for everything. So that is practical wisdom. So you need practical wisdom, you need ethical wisdom, you need spiritual wisdom. And you should know which wisdom to apply where. That is the greatest wisdom. If that wisdom is not there, you make a fool of yourself. But Ramakrishna's famous story. He goes and embraces the elephant. Because Brahman, that is Brahman, I am also Brahman. An elephant took him in the trunk and then twisted him and threw him out. And he fell 1 mile distance and fell on a rock, broke his head, all the bones broke, and then he was taken with the multiple injuries to the Guru Ramakrishna. Brahmanishta. Now it's Brahmanishta ho gaya. And then Rama said, you fool, you should apply the knowledge properly. So the ability to apply your knowledge contextually, depending upon the context, is wisdom. That's very, very important. Otherwise you make a big fool of yourself. That wisdom is grace. That only by grace you get it. That's what we say Kuruttam in Malayalam. Guruttam. You have all the information, but you don't know how to apply it.
This is wise man.
Yeah, it's wisdom. That's true wisdom.
Wise man.
Yeah, wise man. One who has a wisdom is a wise man. The other in only scholarship. You know Vedanta and all that, but you have no wisdom at all. You feel you behave very foolishly. So Rutam, so what are the values? So let's know the importance of these values. These values are for our own benefit. It is not to restrain us, to chain us, to control us and condition us. It's for our own benefit. It's for our future benefit. And that future benefit is called Hida. Immediate benefit is called Priya. Pleasure. Immediate benefit is pleasure. Future benefit is called Hida, our well-being, our wellness. So values are to be, initially it may be a little difficult for you because it's something like putting a dam across a river and try to turn it a little. You know, the river which floods and causes widespread damage. You put a dam across, serve it, and then turn the river flow so that you can irrigate, electricity, gardens and transportation, beauty, control of flood, everything is possible there. So that's a little difficult, but then it has to be done. Put this, apply this wisdom, which is called emotional intelligence. Now let us see these 14 values which are being discussed here. Rutam Chaswadhyaya and these are to be practiced in a community life. These you cannot practice sitting in the Himalayas. It's an interactive community life that you practice these things. First is Rutam cha Swadhyaya pravachane cha. Rutam. Ruta is a key word in the Vedas. Rutam. In English also use that word. Ruta means harmony, orchestrated harmony. It also means unity in diversity. Diverse expressions in a coordinated manner. So each one of us, every object in the creation is unique. But all these unique expressions are to function in a harmonious manner. So the harmony of independent initiatives is Ruta. I give an example. In the Independence Day parade, suddenly the children come from different directions. They run very fast and take their position, and when you see it collectively, it looks like a national flag. Isn't it? Every individual is a unit. One is coming from Assam, one is coming from Kerala, one is coming from here, one is a Christian, one is a Muslim, one is a Hindu, one is an atheist. Different people of different origin, different characteristics. They run and stand in a position. What happens now? It becomes a Ruta. Then they wave they take their scarf and then wave it, and then dance, and then they move their positions. And whatever they move, it is the same national flag. Whatever they move. Or it becomes like a lotus. Whatever they move. This is what I call rhythm. The harmony of independent initiatives. It's all taking place in a structure. So that is the concept of Rida. The whole universe is moving in a harmony. That harmony we have to see. That shows everything has got a place in this world. Nothing is redundant. And a person who can place everything, see the place for everything, he is a wise man. Now let me take the example of Rama. Rama in the forest, he has to fight with Ravana. Where is the army? He cannot get an army from Ayodhya, because he has already quit Ayodhya. But this calamity has happened. So he has to make an army. So he looked around. He saw all these monkeys sitting there doing nothing. Pulled them out. Pulled them out, gave them extensive training. 2-3 months training. One monkey was made the chairman, another monkey was made the director, third monkey was made the general. Different monkeys, they were given a uniform, a gun, and the name, and the straps, and stars, and all that. And a few people to follow. Now the army is ready. See, just local resources. Local resources he used. And he formed a mighty army. The well-trained army, like Vietnam fighting with America. America with all this gigantic armory with them, they couldn't be a match to Vietnam. They were all barefooted, carrying sticks and then toy guns and all that. There's one Vietnamese shot a toy gun and the plane collapsed. Because the pilot thought it's a real gun, he came down. So all these are possible when you are highly motivated. So Rama used these local resources, made a big army, and he fought and won, and then all that. The whole chemistry of the people changed. Gandhi did the same thing. Gandhi did the same thing. He galvanized the whole country. So that concept, the Ruta is the harmony of initiative. Everything. A garden you can see, different flowers, different colors, different fragrances. The whole thing is a great harmony. Now you will see that harmony in the Tiruvadira Kali. People coming from different direction, different this thing, and the way they move and dance and the steps and all that. That's the harmony, rhythm. And when you move into that, you have not learned it, but when you move into that, you also will do that. Initially you hesitate and all that, but after 2 minutes, you are an expert. So that rhythm, that harmony, that is what is called harmony. That harmony is the design of the world. The whole world is designed like that. The very spirit of the world. So 2 things are there in rhythm. There are independent initiative. Everybody is independent, not the same. They are all different. They are all different. See, children are all different heights, different weight, different names. Everything is different thoughts. But when they come like this, they create large patterns. Maybe the theory of chaos comes out of this. Large patterns are created in the process. So that's the rhythm, the order of disorder. In disorder, there is order. By creating artificial order, you are killing initiative and individuality. So there is always some chaos is necessary. That's why we don't have a structured program here. According to the day's rhythm and spirit, we move, we change. Not the structure, the same thing. This becomes boring. Because you know what is going to happen. Now you don't know what is going to happen. Then you are challenged, your spirit manifests. So that's the nature of the world. But for all this, you must be a very, very alert person. Very, very conscious. We are not alert and conscious. We function like a government department. Then it will not function. You should be very, very alert. Your goals should be clear so that you can make adjustments are possible. Incorporate everybody's idea. Suppose someone will bring a new idea. For example, we were starting this Arati. Somebody said, let's have a Gita Arati. Nobody thought about it. Somebody brought it and we fitted into that. So all of you can bring new ideas. Except that let us close the camp and go away. That idea we will not entertain. All other ideas are welcome. That's within the rhythm, within the parameters. You can change the parameter if it conforms to the original wish. Every change is possible. But there should be some continuity in the whole thing. Then it becomes meaningful. So one can introduce ideas, new ideas. Everything is different. A very cutting edge company, they will never repeat the products. They change the products. Every product will have a new feature to attend to needs of the consumer. Some new feature they will add. At least some design there, something here, something there. Sometimes that also becomes routine. Then the company closes down. So this way, newness is very, very... Krishna is called Navam. He is always new. He is never the same. So those who say we should have one more camp, we will not have one more camp. We may have something else. Every time it has to be new. So rhythm is that idea. Without killing the individuality, we are creating unity. Unity should not kill individuality. It's not uniformity, as they say. It is unity. It is not uniform. It is not an outward unity.
No equality.
Not equality. Equality in the sense, not in the physical sense, there is no equality. But individual initiatives are allowed. So it's not uniformity. Uniform is morphological, superficial. Unity is very deep and spiritual. So a rhythm, one should have value for rhythm. One should take it as a value. So in this value you support anybody's initiative. New ideas are accepted. So always when you get up in the morning, think of a new idea. And we can have a brainstorming session. Think of a new idea and then we will introduce that. So everybody has to think of a new idea. And if your idea is rejected, don't worry about it. Don't say I am kidding. Because my idea is not accepted. You see, that's another problem. Since my idea is not accepted, I am quitting. You and your camp, I am leaving. Because my idea is not accepted. You understand? That's not the idea. You bring an idea, we'll trash it out, and if it is acceptable within the accepted limits, we accept it. Otherwise, we will keep it for some other purposes. So, rhythm, that's the concept of rhythm. Now, rhythm cha swadhyaya pravachane. So you must have a value for this. And look for opportunities to apply this value. You must have a value for this. Because you don't say, oh, this is very difficult, I don't think it is possible. Then that means you have no value for it. If you have a value for the camp, that's why you spend the money, you took your time, a lot of other concerns you have set aside, and you have come here because why? You have a value for it. Why your friends didn't come? Because they have no value. They have value for something else. So we must have a value for rhythm and a play. And then you can apply that. Otherwise you will not take that. So sometimes people say it's all ritual, monotonous. Not monotonous or ritual. Rituals are a well-organized mind's expression in life. The mind is well organized. It expresses ritualistically. That's the meaning of a ritual. Even when you offer a flower, it is not just throwing the flower. The way you take the flower, the way you lift the flower, the way you offer the flower. This is Japanese tea party meditation. All choreographed beautifully. The way you lift the flower and the way where the flower is. The way the flower, even a blind man can do all those things. Everything is well designed and very lovingly done. Swami Pujari, time is over. Now you hurry up. You cannot hurry up like that. It's all very lovingly, it has to be lovingly done. Every minute detail is gone through and lovingly performed. And when the whole puja is over, you feel you have become Brahman. You establish in Brahman. It's a way of creating a structure. A structure is created where the mind expands and gets established in Brahman. That's why puja itself gives you an experience of Brahman. Some people say, I am a Brahmajnani, I have nothing to do with the puja. That is all stupid ideas. Every action is a puja for us. Everything is a puja. So let's not say that, oh, I have gone beyond the puja. I have gone beyond the puja means you have gone nowhere. You don't understand what it is all about. So puja, everything is important in that. The only thing is that for a Brahmajnani, even a minor action is a puja. For you it is only the puja room, that devotion, that grace and that leisure and that steps and then one leading to the other. All this happens only in the puja room. For a Brahmajnani, everything is a puja. All actions are very, very graceful. There is no impulse at all. Everything is civilized and cultured and spiritualized activity. A look, a gesture, when he sits, Tapovanam they used to talk, everything is very, very measured and choreographed. There is a lot of awareness put into every action. Nothing is done unconsciously. For you, everything is done unconsciously. Digging into the nose, pulling the hair, doing this, there is no grace in the whole thing. Here it's a very, very graceful person. The way you sit, the way you look, the way you talk, the way you write, the way you eat, the way you sleep. Buddha, the way he sleeps also is awareful. The way you and I sleep like a mashed potato. It's all cold and cooked, and it's a very graceful way. He's very awareful. Even his sleep is luminous. That's what about Buddha they say. Even a sleep is luminous. There is great light when he sleeps. That's Buddha. That's Christ, sleeping, lying on the cross, blood oozing, a mangled body. But it was all luminous for him. That's the state we all want to achieve, at least we are aspiring for. One should work towards that. So bring Om in a big way into your life. Let's read it once more. Omiti Brahma, Omiti Takam Sarvam, Omiti Tadanukridihas Smava, Apyo Shravayetya Shravayanti. Okay. Omiti Samani Gayanti. Okum Shomiti Shastrani Shagum Santi. Omityadhvaryuh Pradigaram Pradigrunati. Omiti Brahma Prasauti. Omityagnihotra Manujanati. Omiti Brahmana Pravachyanaha. Brahmopa Apnavanidhi. Brahmevopa Apnoti. Okay, that will do. So we'll meet here at 10 o'clock again. Oh. Sahana Vavadu Sahana Bhunatu Sahaviryam Bhavavai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidhyavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Vami Manasi Pradishthela Mano Me Vachi Pradishthelam Aviravir Maeti Vedasya Mahani Stharam Shrutam Mena Prasi Anenati Tenago Atran Sandhami Rutam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanamavadu Tadvataramavadu Avadu Maham Avadu Avadu Avataram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Tanne Vishnuyama Eva Bhadram Pashyema Shavirya Jatra Sthirairange Sushtruvahum Sattvanubhi Veshema Devahitam Yatayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashrava Swasti na Purusha Vishwaveda Swasti Nandashyo Arishanemi Swasti no Brahaspati Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanno Mitra Shamvaruna Shanno Bhavadvarya Shanno Indro Brahaspati Shanno Vishnurukrama Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Padam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavadu Tadvataramavadu Avadmam Avadvataram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Apyayantu Namangani Vakrana Shikshushotamado Kalamindriyani Chatarvani Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuliya Mahama Brahma Nirakalo Anilakaranam Astu Anilakaranam Me Astu Tadatmani Virajeya Upanishadu Dhamma Devayi Sandhu Devayi Sandhu. Shanti Shanti. So we'll read it once more. Omidi Brahma Omidi Takam Sarvam Omityetatanukruti Hasmava Apyo Shravayetya Shravayanti. Omidi Samani Gayanti Ogum Somidi Shastrani Shagum Santi Omityadhva Omityaryu pradigalam pradigranati Omiti Brahma prasauti Omityagnihotra manujanati Omiti Brahmana pravachyannaha brahmopaapnavaniti Omiti Brahmana pravachyannaha brahmopaapnavaniti Brahmaivopaapnoti. So we have already seen the importance of Om in our wisdom tradition. Om is the quintessence of the Vedas. If you distill Veda and if you keep on refining and distilling it, what you get finally is Om. So all the Vedic mantras are an expansion of Om, and hence Om, the importance of Om. Om can be used as a mantra for chanting. Om, 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 Om. You can keep on chanting it. Om can be used as a devata for focusing. You know that Om written, that can be used as a devata. In Kanyakumari you find the altar is Om. It's a devata. You can just look at it and meditate. Like you meditate on Ganapati or Subramanya. Om is a devata. Om is a mantra. Om is a mahavakya also for vichara. Just as in Vedanta we do padavakya vichara or vakya vichara they call it. So Brahma Sutra begins like that. Athado Brahma Jijnasa. The Jijnasa is vichara. Brahma vichara. How do you do Brahma vichara? Brahman, what is Brahman? Do you do vichara like that? Sit down and worry about Brahman? How do you do Brahma vichara? Brahma vichara is done by doing the Brahma Vakya vichara. There are sentences, descriptions of Brahman. Those descriptions are to be meditated upon. What are the descriptions? Satyam, Jnanam, Anandam, Brahma. It's a description. Or Tattvamasi, Shivoham. These words are to be meditated upon. How can I be Brahman, Tattvamasi, etc.? You meditate upon. Or yato vaimani hudani jayande yena jadani jivandi yat prayanti visambishandi tat brahmedi. Meditate on it. And that meditation is to be done with the help of a teacher. You cannot simply sit down and take a dictionary and Brahman. Brahman means this, Asi means this. And Asi there are several meanings also. Sometimes it is a sword, sometimes it is this, sometimes it... So you cannot take a dictionary. You have to sit at the feet of a guru and then do Brahma Vichara. That's why Acharyavan Purusho Veda. Shastrajnyobi Swadundrena Brahmanveshanam na kuryat. You cannot sit on a railway station and buy a book and then read Brahma Sutra. I have gone through Brahma Sutra. When? In the railway station. Where did you get the book? Train was half an hour late. So I was going around. Brahma Sutra, I so picked it up. Because nobody buys it, so it was on sale. So he got it very cheap. Then thumb through. Sadhadu Brahma Jitnasa Shastra Yonita Tattu Samannayat Itchadehe Nashabda, etc. You read and then you understood. Brahma Sutra is, now what is next? So that way you cannot do. So Acharyavan Purusho Veda. You must study it with the help of a Acharya. Swadundrena na kuryad Swastranvesh. Don't do it independently. Because you are independent, that independent entity, the ego is the problem. The ego is the problem. It is like keeping poultry to care of the jackal, fox. Fox is sitting there. Please take care of for some time. Then I'll come back. The fox will swallow up all the poultry. Good breakfast for the fox. So don't address ego the inquiry, because the inquiry is conducted upon the ego. Don't ask the minister the minister is corrupt, and the inquiry is done by a judge appointed by the minister. How that inquiry will be? So therefore, you cannot have a corrupt person inquiring into truth. He will corrupt the truth. So therefore, we need the aid of somebody. Ego has to be humble. Ego should not be. So independent inquiry means egoistic inquiry. You must have the inquiry with the help of a teacher, guru, the suit of a guru. So he can guide you, take you, negotiate you through the labyrinth of the Shastras. Shastra is a big labyrinth. Labyrinth means a very convoluted and complex system. Somebody has to help you to go through this labyrinth and reach the center of the labyrinth. So Shastrajñobi Swadandrena Brahmanveshanam na kuryad. Even a scholar should not inquire into Brahman independently. You may be a scholar. Shastrajña means Sarva Veda Parangadaha. He has studied all the Vedas, but still miserable, like Narada. Soham Bhagavo Shojami. I studied everything, the Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvaveda, Shiksha, Kalpam, Nruktam, Vyakarnam, Chandas, Jyotisham, Bhuta Vidya, Prayada Vidya. All kind of vidyas I have studied. My cupboard is full of degrees and degrees. And the whole world appreciates me as a great scholar. I have free entry anywhere I can go. Surgaloka to Vaikunta, Vaikunta to Indraloka, Kailasa, Kailasa to Goloka, Goloka to Ravanaspa. Anywhere I can go. I have got a diplomatic visa. Narada. Anytime you can walk into anybody's bedroom. Don't you say that? I can walk into Vajpayee's bedroom and sit there and talk. That means you are very close to Vajpayee. Because when he was wandering around as an unemployed politician, you used to keep him, shelter him, give him food. So that freedom you have. Now you can walk into his bedroom, the Prime Minister. So Narada had that freedom, but still he was unhappy. Narada says, Soham Bhagavo Shojami. Such a me is in deep grief. Shogasya param paredu. Please take me across this sorrow. Then Sanat Kumara says, sit down. Sit down for some time. Throw away all your passports and all that. Let it down under the so throw away everything and then sit with me. Then I will teach you. Then Narada learns and become a Brahmarshi, Devarshi. He became a great Rishi. That was the story of Narada. So Shastrajñobi Swadundrena Brahmanveshanam na kuryat. It has to be through a process of dialogue between the Guru and the Shishya. That should be the methodology of inquiring into truth. So I was talking, Om can be a Mahavakya also. Mahavakya means something for inquiry. So Om, you know, is made up of three words: A, U, Ma, A, U, Ma, Om. A represent the waking world, U represent the dream world, Ma represent the sleep world. And after Ma comes silence. Ma is followed and preceded by silence. Since Om comes from silence and culminates in silence, the beginning silence, end silence. And what is beginning and end is the middle also. Therefore the sound also is a modification of silence. That's why it's a sound of silence. And the silence of sound. So Om has A, U, Ma, and then there is Amatra, Umatra, A, U, Ma, Makara also, A, U, Ma, and underneath is the silence. Om comes from silence. That silence represents the Turiya, the fourth state of consciousness. So you have 4 states of consciousness: Jagrata, Sapna, Sushupti, wake dream, sleep consciousness, and substrated by the silence, which represents Turiya. And from Turiya, when you look at Auma, it is Mithya. It has no existence other than the 4th. Therefore, it is not even the 4th. It is Turiyadida. It is neither 4th also. That's how Turiyadida comes. Don't say there is another thing called Turiyadida. There is nothing called Turiya. Then why do you say Turiyadida? The Om status, the reality status of the 4th is gone. Just I told you the example. He is no more a father. Because fatherhood is only, yes.
Silence is the 4th.
Silence is the
That
4th.
also one.
Yeah, your name for silence as the 4th goes. Your description of silence as the 4th is goes. Silence remains. Description. Silence alone will remain. Description goes. The noise goes. So that's a vichara we do. With the help of Om we do vichara. Now you are in the waking state, aren't you? Jagrata, I hope so. Waking state. Some of you may be sleep state. Some of you may be dream state, dreaming something. Some of you may be in between state. So in and through all these states, you retain one state. That state is your awareness. You are aware of your dream, your sleep, even in sleep you are consciousness. That's why when you wake up and say, I slept well, you don't cease to be consciousness. You are unconscious in sleep. You are unconscious in sleep. You are subconscious in dream. You are conscious in the waking state. In and through all these states, you are consciousness. Your consciousness doesn't go. You can be consciousness and still be unconscious. What is unconscious? You are unconscious of the material world and the mental vibrations in sleep. You are unconscious. Unconscious does not mean you are not consciousness. That doesn't mean that. Unfortunately, we make that confusion between consciousness and unconscious. When you are unconscious, you say, I am not consciousness. That is not the truth. So Om can be used as a vichara for vichara, inquiry. So what are the uses of Om? Chanting Om, 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 Om. You can chant all the time. You can use it as a devata for upasana. You can use it as vichara. So you look at the multi-purpose use of Om. Use that as a vichara. And you can expand the whole Veda from Om by constant meditation of Om. And Om is the vibration of the whole cosmos. If somebody can listen to the cosmic vibration, all the vibration put together. We are not able to do that. We are in the cosmos, so we are not able to do that. We are part of the cosmos. But you can listen when the mind becomes silent. When the mind becomes silent, the whole universe is experienced as Om. So it is the cosmic vibration, all the vibrations put together. It's called Om. These are the various meanings of Om. And then Om is a name for God also, Abhidhana, Nama. Instead of saying God, you can say Om. It is an auspicious beginning for everything. Anything you start with Om, with an auspicious beginning. Don't immediately jump in and start it. Even when you start driving, say 3 Ohms. Oh. If 3 Om, there is no time, 1 Om at least. You can do that. So you say start with Om. And when you reach home, stay Om. When you start teaching Om, learning Om, day Om. That's the use of Om. Because you are remembering God by saying Om. Who is the creator, the protector and the? Yes, Srishti Samhara. That also is Yakara Okara. That's the cosmic dimension of Om. That's why I say it's a vibration. It vibrates, expands and contracts. The contraction is samhara and the vibrating expansion is srishti. Then it is said the Om is the breath of Brahma. When Brahma breathes, it becomes Om. And that is the universe. Plenty of stories. And it's a dance of Shiva, another description. Dance of Shiva. Om. So, that Om is being discussed here. Omiti Brahma. And in the Gita it is said, Sarve Veda Yat Padamamanandi Tabamsi Sarvani Chayat Vadanti Tabani Sarva Yat Sarve Veda Yat Padamamanandi Tabamsi Sarvani Yadichando Brahmacharyam Charandi Patte Padam Sangrahena Pravishe Omityetad. So Sarve Veda Yat Padam Amanandi. All the Vedas are talking about this. Which pada? Which pada means which truth? All the Vedas are talking about discussing which truth. The central theme of the Veda. Tabamsi sarvani chayadvatandi. And all the people who undergo tapas, discipline, they give up everything. Food, shelter, the relationships, comforts, everything is thrown to the winds for the sake of which? Tapas means that sacrifice. For the sake of which people can take any extent of sacrifice. People are ready to give up everything for the love of which. And about which the Vedas talk in loaded terms. Tabamsi sarvanicha. I think it is the 8th chapter. Tabam sarvani chedvadandi. Yadichando brahmacharyam charandi. Desiring which people practice brahmacharya. Meaning people wed whom? People marry which? People discipline themselves, set aside all their emotional needs for which? What is that? Tat padam sangrahena pravashe. I shall say it in brief. Om ityedad. That is Om. So Om is being discussed in the Vedas. Om is the dheya vastu for meditators. Om is that which is want to achieve by the tapasis and desiring which people practice brahmacharya. Tate padam sangrahena pravashe. Om ityedad. That is Om. Did you see where it is? Aksharam Brahmavaramam Svabhavodhyatmamucha. That's the 8th chapter, 1st sloka. Aksharam Brahmavaramam. That their Akshara is not exactly Om. Their Akshara means the changeless. The changeless is the Chara and Akshara. Yadichando Brahmacharyam Charandi Satte Padam Sangar. So I was trying to explain to you the greatness of Om. That is all what I meant. Now that Om here, Om idi Brahma. Om indeed is Brahma, is it? Sorry. Brahman indeed is Om. So if you are in search of Brahma, God, truth, enlightenment, follow Om. Follow the route of Om. Follow the lead of Om. Chant Om. Meditate on Om. Reflect on Om. Om is the master key. Om idi Brahma. Om will take you to Brahman, truth, God, your own self. Om. Om should be chanted very lovingly. Om. Not Om. Not in a very brisk and hurried manner. Om. No. Om. So Om idi Brahma. Om is the name for Brahma. Om leads you to Brahma. Chanting of Om leads you to Brahma. Meditating on Om leads to Brahma. Doing vichara on leads to Brahma. Om iti Brahma. And what is Brahma, etc. we'll be seeing in the second chapter. I have already explained to you briefly. More elaborately we'll see in the second chapter. Om iti takam sarvam. So Om is the Brahma, and that Brahman has created the world. The world is an extension of that Brahman. That supreme truth, invisible truth, itself extends us the world. And when Brahman extends us the world, the beauty is it does not undergo any change. You see a tree here, there's a huge tree. That tree is an expansion of the seed, isn't it? The seed sprouts and becomes the tree. The seed itself has become the tree. Similarly, Brahman becomes the world. But when Brahman becomes the world, does Brahman undergo any change? The seed undergoes change. It doesn't. Without undergoing any change, Brahman becomes the manifold world. That power is called Maya. Maya is the power of Brahman to appear as the world without undergoing any intrinsic or fundamental change. That's the power called Maya. Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpine Kalpadam. Yeah, Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpine. That power is called Maya. So Maya is not an external agency. It is its own power. In another way I can put it, by creating the world, the Brahman does not exhaust himself. Being infinite, it can bring out infinite universes. Vishtabhyaham idam sarvam megamshena sidam maya. By an infinitesimal speck of me, I created the world. And how do I apply that in my life? You also can become supremely creative without experiencing any depletion in energy. In fact, the more you are creative, the more you explore your energy. That's the only way to explore your energy. How much you are, how do you know how much you can do? The more you are expressive, the more you explore into your own inner depths. That's the meaning of Brahman. Being infinite, he can infinitely express it. Purnamada Purnamidam. Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya. Purnamevava Shishyate. That's how you individually experience that. The more you are active, the more you are energetic. The less you are active, the less you are energetic. I am very tired, Swami. Can I take some rest? Go and rest. Rest is rest. So the more you rest, the more you get rested. You don't explore your potential. And a time will come, all the time resting. No, nothing else. The more you are active, the more you are creative, the more you go into your own depths. The more the tree grows, the more its roots go deep. The more you lift the stones, weight, the more your muscles bulge. Where did you say happy sight is a different question. The more you develop your muscles. This is how we explore it. It's not by simply. So he says, that is Brahman. That Brahman is Om. And then Omidi idagam sarvam. And all this you see here, idam sarvam. Idam means this objective world. The objective world is indicated by idam, means by that word, Sanskrit pronoun, idam. Idam means this, which you can objectify. And what you can objectify is the material world and the mental world also. There are two worlds, the material and the mental world. The table and the thought of the table. Both are material. Both are objective. What is the material world? The table. It's a material part of the material world. What is the mental world? The thought of the table. That also is very important. So both are expressions of Brahman, and therefore it is said idam sarvam.
Vritti and
Which vritti? Yes, mental activities. The thought of the towel. Mesha vritti. Yeah, you can say mesha vritti. But vritti, if I tell them, they'll say vritti. So that's why the thought modification. So thought modification. When the towel creates a mode of mind, which is called vritti. Vishaya, vritti and pratyaya and chaitanya. These are the 4 stages in cognition. There should be a vishaya, an object. When that object impacts on you, the mind assumes the form of that object, which is called vritti. And the vritti shining in consciousness, chaitanya, become pratyaya. And that pratyaya you say, I know. Nana chidra kadodharastida mahadiva prabhavasuram jnanam yasya tu chakshuradikarana dvara behispandade janami ditameva bandhamanubha tedas samastam jagat tasmai shri gurumurtaye namayidam shri dakshinamurtaye. How do I, when I see a tree there, how do I know there is a tree? How do I know? What are the processes that take place in creating that particular piece of cognition, knowledge? Prama, we call it prama. What all things happen there? Yeah, fall in our retina, and then it creates electrical impulses in the brain, which is called vritti in Sanskrit. And that is shining in consciousness. Up to that modern science can explain. Thereafter they don't know how a electrical mental brain process become a experience. That they don't know. How does it become experience? That to your experience. It's very mysterious. So in Vedanta we introduce the concept consciousness. You are consciousness. Now you don't know anything because there are no vrittis. When the vrittis shine in consciousness, you say, I see the tree. So which are the factors involved? Vishaya, an object, a vritti, a mode of mind, consciousness shining upon that vritti, then it become a pratyaya. Then it become a prama. You say, I see, I know, I see a tree. And if you don't see the tree as the tree, then it becomes Brahma, wrong knowledge. Sometimes you get wrong knowledge also. Patanjali talks about vrittayaha panchadayaha, 5 modes of mind, 5 vrittis, in which there is right knowledge, wrong knowledge, imaginary knowledge, no-knowledge, memory knowledge. These are the 5 kind of knowledges you have. Right knowledge. Right knowledge is tadgadi tat pragaraga jnanam, tadvadi tat pragaraga jnanam. Seeing an object as it is right knowledge. If you see a tree as the tree, it's the right knowledge. If you see the tree as a ghost, it is wrong knowledge. Seeing an object as the object. But most of the time we don't see the object as the object. I think he's a rascal. When you meet somebody, first impression is he is a rascal. Because that is you, that is what you are. So he imposed that to everybody. So often our knowledge is wrong knowledge. And that wrong knowledge also influences your conduct and behavior and world view. That is the problem. It is not that wrong knowledge you keep it aside, no. Wrong knowledge influences your world view. It influences your experience. It influences the quality of your life. So wrong knowledge, right knowledge. Then there is imaginary knowledge, sankalpas. Imaginary knowledge is you project. When you see something, who is coming from there? Is it Ramaswamy or Krishna Swami? Then finally you decide I think it is Ramaswamy. And you run away because Ramaswamy is coming to take the money from you. You run away. You have borrowed some money from him and you are thinking Ramaswamy will come for the claiming the money. So whomever you see Ramaswamy, your blood pressure goes up. Then you go to the puja room and tell your wife, tell him I am not here. So the moment you saw that person from distance, you disappear into the great bhakta at that time. Motive is different. Then when he actually comes home, it is not Ramaswamy, it is Krishna Swami, who is coming to give you some money. Immediately the message is given. Listen, it is not Ramaswamy, it is Krishna Swami. You come out. Then when you look at him now, do you see Ramaswamy there? No, Krishna Swami. Is the right knowledge now. Earlier you are imagining something. And imagination has got great power. Not that it's not. You can project and create also. Imagination is good. Imagination can lead to neurosis. It can lead to psychosis. It can lead to poetry. It can lead to philosophy. All are possible. So most of the philosophers are slightly neurotic. Not fully, slightly. Most of the poets are slightly psychotic. Not fully. So these are all very difficult. Shurasya dhara dishida duratya. It is only one gene changing, you become a neurotic. One more gene, you become a psychotic. Same person, little more change, you become a philosopher. These are all slight deft strokes on the canvas. New images arise. You can paint a beautiful girl with chubby cheeks and dimples and all that, and put one line on the cheeks, you become an old woman. Just one line is enough. Without that line she is 16. With that line 60, no, not enough, 90, 60 still remains young. I won't go to that extent. It looks 90. Just one line is enough. That's how God creates everything. So imaginary knowledge. And then there is no knowledge state. Sometimes the mind has no knowledge at all. Do you know Chinese? Do you know? What is the state of mind now? With reference to Chinese, no knowledge. Zero. That is called no knowledge. And then that is called nidra. Nidra is no knowledge. So Patanjali talks about all this. Vrtayaha panchadayaha klishta klishtascha pramana viparyeya sankalpa nidra smridaya. These are the knowledge. So nidra means no knowledge. So as far as Chinese language is concerned, you are sleeping. Isn't it? You have no knowledge at all. Do you know Chinese? No. That meaning what? You are ignorant of Chinese. You are sleeping. Nidra. That is nidra for you. What about the Chinese man? He is very awakened to Chinese. You know Malayalam? Yes. Now you start doubting that also. Do I know Malayalam really? So nidra. And then finally smriti. Smriti means a prior experience stored as memory. That also is a knowledge. All that happened to you in the past is smriti now. You can activate that knowledge, and that creates a lot of changes in your life. Suddenly a memory, old memory can raise your blood pressure. It can cause your blood pressure. So something which happened long back, you suddenly remember. So these are the various types of knowledge. So my point was, this world also. Now when these sensations come to you, become vritti and you process that in the light of knowledge. How do you process that sensation? You can see it as a tree, you can also see it as Brahman. Depends upon your processing system. You can see it as just as a tree. It's only a tree. A tamasic person say it is just a tree. A Rajasic person say it is a tree on the mountain slope. A Sattvic person say it is manifestation of Brahman, an enlightened person. This is how the same experience provokes different levels of understanding depending upon your knowledge. You can interpret it. That's how you harvest experience from the world. So the Rishi says, Om ididagam sarvam, all this is Brahman, Om. And you and I say, it's only tree and animals and birds, that's all. All divided knowledge. So Om idi Brahma, Om ididagam sarvam, idam sarvam. All this that you see around you also is Brahman. It's a dance of Shiva. Then Omitedadanukriti smava apyo shravayetya shravayanti. And now it is said, Om idi edad anukriti. Edad anukriti. Anukriti means permission. Permission.